I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you. A big thanks to Andy Fell for inviting me to share a few minutes with you, all of you amazing leaders. A big reason why I'm here today is because over the course of my life, I've been coached, mentored, and inspired by great leaders. While growing up in Puerto Rico, to my times in the United States Air Force, the best leaders that I worked for had certain qualities. I want to share with you some of those qualities here today. First, they knew that leadership is not about you. Leadership's not about the corner office. It's not about the nice windows you have or the parking spot or the perks that come with the position. The leadership position is the perk. In fact, as a leader, you're owed nothing. Instead, leadership is about service to something greater than yourself. Many people over my life have poured of themselves so that I could be successful. They did so because they believed in me. They invested in me and they saw my potential. When I was chosen to be the senior leader as a Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force, the top enlisted military level, I knew that I was in the best possible position to pour into the lives of others, to elevate and empower not just subordinates, but also my superiors. It was the way and the moment for me to give it back for everything that had been given to me. I know something that I learned from leaders as well is that leaders don't expect anything from others that they're not able to do themselves. Got to walk the walk and talk the talk. In the military, physical fitness is a big deal. We place significant emphasis on being physically ready to accomplish the mission. Most service members, they're very young, late teens, early 20s, maybe even early 30s. As a senior leader, I was 10, 15, 20 years older. And they're young, they're vibrant, they're full of energy. I'm old, bald, and marinating in hypertension medicine. Yet I exercised right along with them, often running faster and harder, showing greater endurance. And they would look at me, "Hey, Chief, how do you do this? How do you stay in great shape?" And I would answer, "I have to work twice as hard to keep up with you." And leadership is hard work. The best leaders put in the work and they show others the way. Let me ask you, are you putting in the work? Are you modeling the behavior you want to see in others? I also learned something great from those leaders that I followed in their footsteps. Leaders build relationships. Growing up in Puerto Rico as a young child, one of my favorite people, one of my greatest mentors, Don Aníbal Berrios, he was one of my neighbors. He knew everybody in my neighborhood. I'd come home from school and I would see him talking to one of my neighbors, asking about how their day is going. How are their children? What are the goals and things that they've got going on in their lives? Maybe their struggles, maybe when they've been successful at something, some achievement that they've had. He didn't pick his neighbors, but he chose to take the time to get to know them. And similarly, in our organizations, in our places of work, you may not get to choose your team. Seldom you do. And yet as a leader, there you are, ready to develop and ready to grow and to shape their lives. You may not get the chance to choose your team, but you get to choose the direction your team will take. Imagine in the military going into a war zone, different people from all over the world, and you're coming together united for a common mission. You may not know where they came from. You may not know what their experiences and what life has challenged them with. And yet there you are together, getting ready to get that job done. You may have not chosen that team, but you get to choose a direction your team will take. And building relationships builds trust. And the best leaders I knew understood that building relationships led to building trust. And how are you building trust? How are you building your relationships? Lastly, the best leaders I knew find the gaps and fill the holes. Let me explain that with you. Military leaders at least the ones that took a few minutes to spend time with me and to share their little secrets. They would tell me, Manny, when you first get into a new job, do 3 things. Keep your ears open, keep your mouth shut, and keep your eyes open. If you're talking, you're not learning. Observe, listen, find out what's missing, what's broken, what's not working, what is working, what is going well. It's not merely just leaving the place a little better than you find it. It's about transforming teams, by transforming people, by finding those gaps and by filling those holes. My final work in the military, my commander and I entered an organization that was, well, complacent. All the decisions were made from the top down. So mid-level managers, supervisors, they just were stripped of their authority. They were disengaged. The status quo was good enough for them. Don't rock the boat. We've always done it this way. My commander and I, we just didn't prescribe to complacency. But we knew the way back to building a strong team was by empowering our people, giving them back their authority, allowing them to make decisions at their level. We found that gap, and through our people, we filled that hole. Great leaders know that they have to take the time to walk the walk and talk the talk, that it's not about them, that relationships build trust, and you need that relationship to make great teams, and that all great leaders know that they have to find those gaps and fill those holes. Let's face it, leadership is challenging. It can be difficult from time to time. When the going is good, it's amazing, it's fabulous. But when it's hard, we can become discouraged, disappointed. We might even feel like we want to give up on our goals, give up on our dreams. That's where you need a system, where you need a process, a way to keep self-disciplined. When I first met Andy a couple of years ago, one of the things that drew me to Andy was the 4M routine, a way for me to maintain my self-discipline, because I knew that it is that self-discipline that would carry me through the moments when life was hard, or maybe I wasn't accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish, when I wasn't achieving the success that I was hoping to achieve. Without a system, without a process, I wouldn't succeed. I know many of you know the 4M routine, but for those of you who don't know it, and just to remind ourselves what it really is all about, the 4M routine is about 4 areas to help us become great physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. First one is about movement. When you wake up in the morning, get moving. Get your body in some sort of motion. Get your body and your blood pumping. Maybe it's a brisk walk outside in your neighborhood, or go to your local fitness center and get a workout. Some way to win the day before everybody else has. Then mind cleanse. Get all those thoughts that are in your mind written down on paper. What are the things I need to get done today? What are the things that are really, really annoying me right now that I just got to get off my mind? And then just clear yourself of things that might be impeding you from becoming the best person you can be today. I also like to take all those little thoughts and categorize them into mini to-do lists, if you will. So I know that during the day, I am tracking and getting things done. Then the third M is meditation. Taking time to ground yourself, to connect yourself with your body, with your spirit, with your soul. I use it in a spiritual way. It's my time of prayer, of reflection, of breathing and opening up to what everything around me is showering me with in goodness. And then Mozart time, that time for yourself, by yourself, just 10 minutes a day to think back. What have I done well? What could I improve? What are things that are happening that I'm able to reach out to gain knowledge and wisdom? I guarantee you, the best thoughts that you'll ever have in your life won't happen in the middle of your workday and the chaos of it. They'll happen in those moments where you're in stillness, where you're in that quiet space. Before I leave you, team, and it's been a fantastic time spending it with you, I have one final thought. One of my mentors, David Brotman, likes to share this: one advance a day. Again, it's easy to get discouraged. Life can be challenging, and I'm not going to tell you life is easy. Yet, if you focus on what is one thing you were able to accomplish today to get you closer to your goal, to the things that you want to achieve, one closer baby step to your dreams, that one advance a day, that will be the springboard that you can use to get back on your feet all over again tomorrow morning. It's been a wonderful time here with you today. I salute you.